Welcome to America's Most Wanted. Tonight, we are chasing 5 wanted fugitives that are still at large. Our story brings us to a typical animal shelter, where not so typical feline disease-causing crime spree is being committed by 5 nasty criminals. These sneaky operatives use a variety of means to infiltrate innocent cats' upper respiratory systems, causing infection and disease. Some of our most wanted can even lay dormant in an unsuspecting victim until the time is right to strike. Detectives are hard at work identifying and chasing down the suspects. It is unclear whether there is a sole perpetrator or if it is a coordinated effort. Stay tuned to learn how you can help us apprehend and contain our top 5 most wanted animal shelter fugitives.
We start our story with Bordetella, number 5 on that list. The bacterium Bordetella bronchoseptica is a gram-negative rod and is well known in the canine community as the culprit of honking coughs and often referred to as a kennel cough bandit. When it comes to cats, Bordetella has been shown not only to cause upper respiratory disease, but also be a real cold-blooded killer. This sneaky suspect can lay dormant in a cat system where it scopes out its next naive victim. This pathogen can live on surface areas, including food and water bowls, and causes upper respiratory infections and even death. It prefers to strike in crowded, stressful conditions such as those found in animal shelters. Number 4 most wanted. Chlamydophila felis can be a chronic perpetrator of conjunctivitis, mucopurulent nasal discharge, and pneumonia. Chlamydophila felis can be identified as a gram-negative bacterium living inside the cat's own cells. This perp takes over epithelial cells where it multiplies until the host cells pop and then move through the cat's body. We advise everyone to be cautious with this bacteria, and it is armed and dangerous with some strains able to infect humans. Like number 5, most wanted pathogen, this bacterium also prefers to commit its crimes in crowded, stressful conditions. Number 3, Mycoplasma felis can be found living peacefully in the upper respiratory tract of many cats. But I wouldn't trust this gram-negative bacterium alone with your cat, as it has been known to cause conjunctivitis, rhinitis, and arthritis. Feline calicivirus is immediately infectious as a positive single-stranded RNA virus and our second most wanted fugitive. It has been linked to ulcers on tongues, palate, and pharynx of unsuspecting cats. This is another sneaky suspect, able to live asymptomatically in the host only to become dangerous in times of stress or crowding. We know that this serial infector is prone to commit its crimes in rapidly developing sprees, where it can wipe out an entire population in a short matter of time. Our prime suspect in this rash of upper respiratory disease in these shelter cats is feline herpes virus type 1. FHV1 comes from the notorious crime family Herpes viridae and the subfamily Alpha herpes virinae. FHV1 is the most common suspect apprehended during an attack on the feline upper respiratory system and has been linked to dozens of cases throughout the country. This virus can not only live asymptomatically in a host, but is also able to avoid immune detection through complement inactivation, suppression of antigen presentation, and inactivation of chemokines. Once this criminal sets up shop in a cell, it avoids apoptosis while laying latent in sensory neurons until the time is right to strike. Its MOs include coughing, sneezing, conjunctivitis, oral and corneal ulcers arising in times of stress or immunosuppression.
The real question, though, is whether or not our top 5 most wanted pathogens are working independently, together, or encouraging the work of a copycat criminal. Our top 2 viral criminals are able to set up shop in the host body and leave it susceptible to secondary bacterial attack.
In this most recent attack on a local animal shelter, investigators are using the genetic testing technology called PCR to link pathogen offenders to the crime. Of the top 5 most wanted, all but Bordetella bronchoseptica were found in connection with this most recent outbreak of criminal activity. In 20 out of 22 cats affected, FHV1 left its genetic fingerprint, leading us to believe it may be the mastermind behind these crime sprees. Not only did FHV1 not have a good alibi, but it was tied to the most severe destruction of epithelial cells. Our investigators graded the degree of rhinitis caused by our pathogens, and FHV1 received a close to perfect score of 4 or 5 out of 5, whether acting alone or not. Advanced forensic evidence in the form of immunohistochemistry has further linked FHV1 directly to the damaged epithelial cells in the nasal turbinates. Like a microscopic security video camera, immunohistochemistry visually detected FHV1, catching it red-handed in the act of infecting and damaging cells.
Feline herpes virus 1 appears to be the primary culprit in this most recent crime outbreak. But remember that all 5 pathogens are still considered armed and dangerous. If you see or suspect any of these criminals in your neighborhood, contact your local authorities. Keep yourself safe, and thank you for helping us catch these.